What do you do when your back is against the wall? You are cornered and there seems to be no way out. That's exactly what I would like to discuss with you today. All right, so grab yourself a notepad, pen, or pencil, sit back and relax. Welcome to Mountain of Inspiration. My name is Dimitri. Without a further ado, let's get right into it. In 1985, two young men out of the United Kingdom decided to travel all the way from the United Kingdom all the way to a country called Peru. And in Peru, they had this bright and ambitious idea to climb this amazing, gigantic force of nature mountain called Sula Grande. They decided to actually climb this mountain that basically actually stand, I believe, at the peak of the mountain is, I believe, at 6,344 meters. So they decided, yes, you know what, we are very ambitious, we are very young, we are experienced, we can actually do this just for fun. So they decided to start climbing the mountain, and after a few days of actually braving some of the harshest weather conditions, they make it to the top. But climbing the mountain was the easy part. Going down was actually the hardest part they had not anticipated. As they were going down, tragedy strikes. One of the climbers, I believe by the name of Simon Yates, breaks his right leg and also his ankle, and his companion by the name of I believe Joe Simpson has then to actually find a way to actually start lowering him down from the wherever they were at the top to the bottom. So basically doing this from the top to the bottom, and eventually another tragedy struck again. As they were lowering him, at one point, he actually had miscalculated or not seen properly where it was actually lowering his friend, Samuel Yate. Samuel Yate found himself actually over a cliff and actually dangling, basically, because he was actually going through a hole. So in reaction to that, his companion, Joe Simpson, decided to actually hang on to the rope for as long as he could, but knowing that basically his body himself, he himself was actually in danger, because the longer he waited, he could actually find himself pulled down and eventually go to face certain death. So he said to himself, my friend, my body is down there. I don't know what's going to happen to him, but if we get stuck both in this position, we are both going to die, and surely I'm going to die, because I'm going to be pulled and I'm going to find myself actually going down, and I'm going to find myself hitting something, and more than likely I'm going to die. But if I also lower my friend and if I actually cut off the rope, I know he's going to die. So instead of the two of us dying, I think I have to make a crucial and the most difficult decision of my life. I'm going to actually find a way to just cut him off and just find a way to just survive. And at least one person can survive to tell the whole story, as opposed to both of us dying at the bottom of this hole. And that's exactly what he does. So he cut him off, and he decided to wait one more day to actually see if he could actually find a way to actually locate his body down in the hole. He could not find him, and after a while, Joe Simpson said to himself, you know what, I'm just going to go down to the base and try to figure out what the next steps are going to be as far as this expedition is concerned. But lo and behold, his body will actually find himself stuck in the bottom of the hole, found a way to survive, and as he survived this fall, he found a way to actually come out with a broken leg and a broken ankle. But so in order for him to actually start actually navigating the very icy and also very crazy conditions, terrain condition that he had to face in the mountain, he had to basically keep going using his elbow in order to move basically through this icy and uneven terrain. To do, but he said to himself, on a daily basis, I have to find a way to keep moving. I have to find a way to actually keep pushing, and every single day I'm going to give myself big goals and mini goals, and all these mini goals will be simply to push as much as possible. the short end of the story is that eventually he survived and eventually made it to the base, and his friend will already burn all his clothes because he's thinking that, yeah, my body is already dead, so I need to find a way just to go back to the capital and tell the embassy that we came to the expedition and my body basically did not survive a fall and basically a broken leg and a broken ankle. He survived, and basically because he found a way to actually keep pushing himself on a daily basis, and to keep pushing himself by simply having big goals and mini goals on a daily basis. That was the first story. Fast forward to 1994. 1994, I found myself personally in Belgium. I was in Brussels, and for the first time, I was actually living in Europe. And one particular evening, I was actually minding my own business in Brussels. I found myself walking on this street called Avenue Louise around even 8 p.m. on a beautiful Monday evening, and everything was fine as far as I'm concerned. I was just singing, it's a beautiful day, I'm young, I'm strong, I'm powerful, so wonderful, everything is great. But as I'm actually walking down the street, I come close to the McDonald's that I believe at the corner of Avenue Louise and down the street. I see a woman. At the time I was young, so she was old. I mean, to me she was old. I mean, I was young, she was older. So to me she was old. She was, I believe, in the early 50s. So back then I was young. So again, to put things in perspective, back then I was young, and to me back then 50 was very old. So I see this older woman, a Caucasian woman, actually going through the garbage, and I kept saying to myself, but how is this possible? She is more than likely a citizen of this country. But why is she going through garbage? And she's not going through garbage, but she's going through garbage and picking things and putting that in her mouth. So I was not only gross, but I was completely sad. I said, but am I the only one to witness this? Am I the only one to see that this can be and this is crazy? Something needs to be done about this. So I stopped. And I looked around, nobody was moving, nobody was doing anything. So I finally summoned the courage to actually walk toward this woman and I said, excusez-moi madame, excusez-moi, je suis désolé, mais j'aimerais juste vous donner le peu que j'ai entre les mains. So I reached down my pockets and I gave her everything that I had. I'm trying my very best just to keep my composure. I reached down my pocket and I gave her everything that I had. So as she saw me and she took the money, tears started actually coming down her eyes, and she grabbed me very quickly. Very quickly she grabbed me and she just wanted to actually kiss me on the cheeks, because she said, merci, merci beaucoup. And she said it, I believe, four or five times, but she said it with so much intensity that I said to myself, so could it be that with this money I gave her, she's going to find the strength to just keep going, at least just for one more day? Could it be with the act of kindness I actually demonstrated towards her, she's going to actually find the strength to actually go for one more night without giving up on herself? That is the biggest question I ask myself. And I don't know if she survived. I just hope that 1994, so more than 25 years later, I hope she survived. And I hope she found a way to actually just turn her life around and actually get back to a better place. But this story, combined with the story of these two gentlemen in Peru, I just like to put on the table, just to actually highlight the fact that we as human beings, we need to actually keep going, because you know what? We are creatures that actually need to function based on goals. Standing still is never a good option. You have to find a way, just like someone yet back in Peru with the Ciudad Grande, he found a way to keep going, moving on a daily basis. And just like this woman back in 1994 in Belgium, when I gave her the money, she found the strength to just keep going. We have to find a way to actually have many goals, to keep moving, no matter what. Because you know what? If you find yourself cornered, for animals, of course, that will be the end, because they don't think, they don't use the mind, they don't use the brain to think, so for them it will be the end. But for us as human beings, because we have this ability to think, if you keep thinking and you say to yourself, I'm going to find a way to stay alive, you're going to be sending a signal to your subconscious that, you know what, this gentleman or this woman is willing to stay alive. So we have to find a way to find strategies, to find opportunities for this person to actually survive, not just survive, survive, but also thrive. Not just thrive, but also turn this mess into a message, or turn this test into a testimony. So no matter what could be happening to you, if you find yourself cornered, if you find yourself in a place where there seems to be no way out, the first thing that you have to do is just to calm yourself down and find a way to survive. Keep going for just one more minute. Keep going for just one more hour. Keep going for just one more day. Keep going for just one more month. Keep going for just one more year. And you're eventually going to see what's going to happen. Your subconscious is going to pick up on the message and they're going to find creative way to deliver opportunities to see that there is always a plan B or C around you, that the facing death or simply resigning and simply saying, you know what, it is over, is never a good option. As long as you're willing to stay in the game, you're going to find a solution out of the mess, and your mess is going to turn into a message, a powerful message for the people around you and for the generation after you. All right? I'm not Tony Robbins, I'm only Dimitri, and this is Mountain of Inspiration. My job on a daily basis is to make sure that they leave enough fire for you to keep going and never give up on yourself. If you find yourself cornered, if you find yourself in a place where there seems to be no way out, that you know that you have to keep going. And the more you keep going, the more the subconscious is going to understand that you are not a woman, you are not a man who just give up at the first sign of trouble, and the subconscious is going to find a way to deliver the impossible solution that the world never saw coming. All right? I'm going to stop here for now, but before I go, two things I want to kindly ask you to do. Number one, please make sure you like this video. And number two, please leave a comment just telling me where you're watching from, and so I know exactly where my people are actually based. And last but not least, remember that the best is yet to come, all right? I'm going to stop here for now. Keep going, keep going. Give yourself just mini goals. One more hour, one more day, one more week, one more month, one more year, and see what the subconscious is going to deliver as far as the impossible solution is concerned, all right? Thanks for watching. The best is yet to come. Love you very much.